All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to Lady Charlotte. This is TurnLeftTV, and I'm your host, Heath Johnson. The High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series hits Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight for a 100-lap race. It's race number 9 of the season. And this could be a big one, man. Just 2 races to go. It's 100 laps tonight. And it's Charlotte, baby. Get ready for the bumps. Who's got what it takes to bring home the victory? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's watching right here on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator here at TurnLeftTV. In a 100-lap race of Charlotte tonight. Hitting you in the face here at TurnLeftTV. It's the High Octane Racing League Buschwackers Series, Xfinity cars here at Charlotte tonight. Guys getting some practice laps in. We got about 12 minutes left to go in practice before these guys hit the qualifications. Like I said, this is race number 9. Next week, we'll finish out the season at Texas Motor Speedway for another 100-lap race. 2.5 miles, man, finishing out the season here in season number 4 in the Buschwackers Series. And then we'll announce season number 5 at Texas. Again, that'll be next week, so don't forget to join us there on October the 25th for the final race of the season. We'll crown the champion here in season number 4. Tonight's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you are interested in an rFactor 2 server, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. That's EliteHostingUSA.com. Perfect for rFactor 2. Also, if you want to host your website or your online store, some VPS hosting and shared web hosting, also available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already done so, and smash that bell. You get updates when races are going live. Also have some links down in the description of this race. Please help me out by clicking on those links. With the SimLab web link, of course. If you'd like to make a donation through PayPal, you can make a donation as well. And again, thank you for showing up here tonight. Hey, don't forget, man, you can head on over to highoctaneracing.net. There's a quick link to our Discord server. That's where we do most of our business. You'll get updates of schedules and point standings, and a quick link to TurnLeftTV and all of the above there at highoctaneracing.net. Looks like Givaldo's starting us off there in the chat. Good to see Givaldo. And best of luck to him tonight. He's always starting us off. Bardelli got a new paint scheme there. Sober Tom paint scheme, man. Awesome. And we're going to do a little plug in his channel here tonight as well. So don't forget to join him over at Sober Tom Podcast on YouTube. And he talks all things music. And Claudio does a great job. He's a musician himself. And one of our great Brazilian drivers. And now a podcaster, man. So join him over there at Sober Tom Podcast. One of our friends here at High Octane Racing League. Well, let's take a look at the points standings in the Buschwackers series coming into tonight with just 2 races to go, including tonight's race. And I think right now, the man you're looking at getting some laps in, Artavetta, is in control. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in striking distance. I think Sean Jacobs maybe outside chance there. Gordon Carter sits 4th, Dennis Udich in 5th. Franco Alvarez sits 6th in points. Givaldo Spindle is 7th. Craig Marizan is 8th. Jesus Iglesias is 9th. And Tony Furtado rounding out the top 10. Take a look at page number 2. They're headed up by Todd Robillard. Julio Caligari, Rafael Sullivan, Stanislav Pavlov, and Gunnar Silva make up the top 15. You see Preston Hassel, Ed Palumbo, Dana Grover, John Stanley, and Steve Pierce in that top 20. And then there's 21 through 28. Those are the standings coming into tonight's race. Step on the gas. Take a look at the track here at Charlotte. 1.5 miles. It's a little bumpy here, and do you want to call that a tri-oval? It's almost like a, I don't know, like a quad oval, you know, with the 2 kinks there in the front stretch. And again, 4 turns, a little rough here, man. It's going to jar you around a little bit. 24 degrees of banking in the straights. You get 5 degrees of banking. And it is located in Charlotte, North Carolina. Got 7 minutes left to go before we hit qualifications. Tomorrow night, we'll be at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder, the final race of season number 4. And what a great track, man. Vegas, another great 1.5 miles. 100-lap race. I get into the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the boys, man. And race number 10, the final race of the season, and we'll crown the champion for season number 4 in the Saturday Night Thunder. That's coming up tomorrow in the Cup Series. Cup cars are a lot of fun. Tough Trucks will be back in action on Tuesday, October the 22nd. That's the day before my birthday. Race number 6 at Nashville Super Speedway, 100-lap race. And that should be a fun one, man. It's a good track where you get some great side-by-side racing. You know, it's got a fair amount of banking, but not too much. And I think this thing's going to be a lot of fun, man. 100-lap race, a little bit shorter distance than that 1.3-miler. But that's coming up on Tuesday, October the 22nd in the Tough Truck Series. They've got about 5.5 minutes left to go before they get kicked over to qualifications. Take a look at the keys to the race here tonight. Take a look at those again just before. Corner entry, man. I think corner entry is really important here at Charlotte. Traffic management as well. I should probably put something there on maintaining your composure through the bumps, because this is a really bumpy track. Traffic management, throttle control. You're going to have to manage that throttle through the corners. Save your tires, man. This thing can chew up those tires and make good pit stops. You're going to pit off of turn 4 tonight. Take a look at the 56. That's Gordon Carter, High Place Moving Sponsor Machine, making some laps here with just under 4 minutes left to go. Top times in practice, Franco Alvarez at the top of the grid with a 29.672. Tony Furtado back out with us here after a little bit of a layoff. Take a look at the new paint scheme, that Ally Chevrolet sponsored Camaro. Thanks to all those folks out here watching the stream, whether it be live or on replay. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Take a look at Dennis Shooterton in the 47 car. He's racing all the way from Kharkiv, Ukraine. Getting up like 3 o'clock in the morning to race with us, man. That guy is dedicated. Make sure our side-by-side is working. Looks like we got that other feed going just fine. So, enjoying that. So about a minute and a half left to go here in practice. Guys are getting their stretches in before they get their quali in. I'd say your starting position is probably important here. It is not easy to pass here. I think guys really going to have to exercise some patience. I mean, this track is bumpy through the corners, and it does lend itself for guys really sort of driving on the edge of their seat in this thing. It is a little loose setup here tonight as well. And things get very tight through this area of the track, this quad oval portion, tri-oval if you will. I'm going to call that a quad oval. All right, looks like these guys headed over to the qualification session now. Take a look at the final results here in practice. Franco Alvarez, Benner Silva, Sean Jacobs, Claudio Bardelli Jr., and Givaldo Spindola, the top five. See Jesus Iglesias, Archie Vieta, Gordon Carter, Ed Palumbo, and Julio Caligari rounding out the top 10. So these guys are headed over to quals. Gotta love that. Ready to go. Been waiting for this all week long, man. Guys headed over, and we'll get some of the quals in. Pick a couple drivers to follow. Like Franco Alvarez. The 83, the Mobil 1 sponsored Chevy Camaro is going to get his car out there early.
A lot of soul.
A lot of Chevys here tonight, a couple Toyotas, a couple Fords. Alvarez in the 83, one of our Argentinian drivers. And when he's here every week, the seasons that he is competing for a championship. It's 83 tonight, probably just competing for wins here. Down the backstretch into turn 3. The quad oval, and let's see where he lands there for 29.842 for Franco Alvarez on lap number 1. Bernard Silva in the 3 car, or the 5 car. Maybe Racing sponsored Chevy Camaro. Alvarez the top time, and Jacobs 4 1/1000ths of a second behind. Gordon Carter jumping up there. Look at that, those guys are tied. It's like they gave Gordon Carter the nod on that one. Alvarez 29.742. Wow, that is fast. Gordon Carter second, Jacobs third. Look at that, Vieta jumping up there. Archer Vieta up to P2. You watch Bernard Silva down the backstretch. Got a little bit of work to do there. I think sectors 1 and 2 are going to be a little bit off. Here we want to see 29.834 for Silva. Right now, P5 for him. Tony Furtado in the 9 car. He's finished up his qualification. How about this? The 62 South Point sponsored machine. That is the 14th place car so far. He's on his outlap here. That's Stanislav Pavlov. South Point sponsored Camaro. Great black and yellow paint scheme. Franco Alvarez is the top time. Silva up to P2. Sean Jacobs third. Vieta down to the 4th position. And Julio Caligari makes it an all Chevy top 5 here so far. Margelli's still out there doing some laps, so he might be able to crack into that. 29.905 for Stanislav Pavlov. Let's take a look at Bardelli Jr. coming off the final corner. Bardelli Jr. up to P2. As I suspected, that Ford breaks up the Chevy front row. So Bardelli Jr. in the Sobertom sponsored Ford Mustang breaking up there. How about the 22 of Jesus Iglesias? Dana Grover, Stanislav Pavlov still needing to finish their laps. Pierce looks like might be going to start in the back here tonight. So a little bit of work to do here for Jesus Iglesias. 30.077 P14 for the 22 car. Still a little bit of work to do. I think the sector number 1 is for the second lap was a little bit faster for him, so he is 7 100ths off. And drops a little bit more there in sector number 2. Coming off the final corner through the quad oval. Going to call that a try-over, are we? 29.994. Still P14 there for the 22 car. It looks like Jesus Iglesias finished with his qual attempt. That's going to do it for quali. Got about 4 minutes left to go, and they will do the drivers' meeting. Again, thank you so much for coming in and joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Let's get this party started.
Cause this is gonna be a great show. Heath Johnson saying all you need to know. We got fast cars racing, hopefully you're pacing. Are you ready for some high-speed action? Step on the gas. Alright. Race fans, my heavens. My heavens. Buschwackers. Nascar, Indy, GT3, iRacing, Racing League, High Octane, Racing League, High Octane, Racing League.
All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. Man, we've got qualifications in the books, and we'll give you the results here in just a moment. Well, again, we are at Charlotte tonight. I'm your host, Heath Johnson. And it's a 100-lap race. It's race number 9 of season number 4. And let's take a look at the qualification results. Franco Alvarez with a 29.742 qualifies in P1. Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the Ford qualifies in the second position in that 19 car. Qualifying in third will be Benor Silva in the 5. Sean Jacobs in the 24s qualifies in P4. Archer Vieira qualifies in 5th in the 4 car. Julio Caligari qualifies in 6th in the 6 car. Ed Palumbo qualifies in the 7th position in that Hellman's sponsored number 54. Gordon Carter in the 56. High Place Moving sponsored Chevy qualifies in P8. Qualifying in the 9th position is Stanislav Pavlov in the 62. Dana Grover in the Toyota. The Trax VR sponsored number 89 qualifies in the 10th position. Qualifying in 11th is Givaldo Spinella in the 68. Dennis Uderchin in the Toyota in that 47. Car qualifies in 12. Tony Furtado in the 9 qualifies 13th. The 22 of Jesus Iglesias qualifies in the 14th position. Raphael Sullivan in that 4X car qualifies 15th. And Steve Pierce in the 51 takes a provisional and qualifies or starts in the 16th position. These guys are now in the warm-up session. 8 minutes left to go in warm-up. You will take a look at the schedule. Next week, we'll be at Texas for the final race of the season. And then I'll announce a new schedule. We just go from one season to the next, man, here in the Buschwackers series and really all of our series that we have going on, unless it's sort of like Indy cars or GP3s. Then we kind of rotate those. But we'll be at Texas next week for the final race of season number 4. And a 100-lap race from a great mile and a half. There in Texas. Speaking of Texas, there you go. Captain Morgan sponsored machine. Steve Pierce is from Texas. Very proud Texan coming out and racing with us here in the High Octane Racing League Xfinity Bushwhacker Series. Tomorrow night, the Saturday Night Thunder Cup Series will be at Las Vegas for a 100-lap race to finish out season number 4. It is race 10, the final race of the season. And again, same thing with that. We'll start season number 5 the next week. So racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a Saturday Night Thunder. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the best, man. The Cup Series, Saturday Night Thunder. This thing has been going on for 23 years, since 2001. Get some chatters in here, some new faces, some old faces, familiar faces. Dana Grover in here says, happy Friday, Charlotte. It's a great track. Good luck to everybody. And then also Christopher Pickard. Hopefully I pronounced that right. Or is it Pickard? I said, let's go, Grover. So those guys are Dana racing from the Trax VR facility tonight. So best of luck to Dana Grover. Guess I got to get my pick in tonight, huh? Somebody's going to hound me. Well, man. There's a difficult one. I say that about all of them, don't I? Well, I tell you what, I'm going to pick the top Ford in the field, and that's going to be Bardelli Jr. So Claudio Bardelli Jr. will be my pick to win this race tonight. There'd be another good pick too, Arthur Vieira. Now Bardelli Jr. the top of the grid here in the warm-up session. So that's my pick tonight. We'll get at Palumbo and that new Hellman's sponsor machine. Another great paint scheme for by Franco Alvarez. Fantastic job on paint schemes, man. He just loves to paint in this mod, so we reap the benefits. Masterful job there. It'll be a little bit different than seeing him out there in that mellow yellow car, but he's very, very happy with the Hellman's scheme. You look at the 47. This is Dennis Yurchin getting his laps in. Right now he's 11th in the warm-up session. A little under 3 minutes left to go. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks. The Craftsman Tough Trucks will be at Nashville Super Speedway for a 100-lap race this Tuesday, October the 22nd. That's the day before my birthday, man. I'll be 39 again. Race number 6 of the season. I get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat for these too. So Nashville coming up in the Tough Truck Series. Season number 4, race 6, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on October the 22nd. Hammer joining us in the chat session, wishing Dana good luck tonight. He's getting his practice in as far as pitting. As we're pitting off of turn 4. Pick a card. Okay, I got it. A little under a minute left to go. Don't forget to head on over to that Sober Tom podcast there on YouTube. That is Claudio Bardelli Jr.'s podcast, All Things Music. Discussed there at Sober Tom Podcast. But again, thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. Don't forget the thumbs up button. Let the people know that the video's out there, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And you can smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live here or when I have videos uploaded. And again, thank you for coming in and watching the race here tonight or on replay here on TurnLeftTV. Always appreciate the support. And it looks like we're ready to rock and roll, boys and girls. We are ready to rock and roll. Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight, a 100-lap race here in the Buschwackers Xfinity Series. We'll get its race number 9, just 2 races to go, including tonight.
Attention drill, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
I just got 3 things to say. God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen, start your engine!
All right, boys and girls, it is time. Charlotte, baby. Let's take a look at the starting order here tonight. Franco Alvarez qualifies in P1. Claudio Bardelli Jr. starts outside row 1. Bernard Silva, Sean Jacobs start in row number 2. Row number 3 will be Archie Vieira and Giulio Caligari. Ed Palumbo and Gordon Carter start in row number 4. Row number 5 will be Stanislav Pavlov and Dana Grover. Givaldo Spindola and Dennis Judichin start in row number 6. Row number 7 will be Tony Furtado and Jesus Iglesias. Raphael Sullivan and Steve Pierce qualify in row number 8. Take a look at my keys to the race here tonight, man. Corner entry, traffic management. Make sure you maintain that throttle through the corner. Throttle control, save those tires, and make good pit stops. This thing is really tough on tires, and this thing is really, really bumpy too. So Franco Alvarez will lead the field to take the green flag here at Charlotte. Side by side there with Claudio Bardelli Jr.
Green flag, go, go,
And
go.
we're off. Green flag here at Charlotte. Already kicking up some dust there as Alvarez gets a good start. Bardelli Jr. didn't get a great start. He is now trying to hold on to the 3rd position, but it looks like he dropped back to P4. So Franco Alvarez, Bernard Silva, Archie Vieira, Claudio Bardelli Jr. Top 4, Ed Palumbo is in 5th. Ed Palumbo back a little bit there in P5 in that 54 car. That top 4, nose to tail, running away. Sean Jacobs running in P6, said he missed a shift on that start. Trying to get that Kubota sponsored machine back up to the top 5. He is battling Ed Palumbo side by side through the quad oval. And it looks like, oh man, Caligari going to try to slip through as well. Caligari might have gotten around here. We take a look at the 24. We're trying to look out of the back of that 24. How about the roof? The roof, it ain't on fire. Take a look at here is Stanislav Pavlov and Ed Palumbo now battling it up. Oh, Palumbo pitching him out a little bit. Pavlov gets by. Pavlov got by, and now Ed Palumbo falls back to the 8th position in P9. It's Gordon Carter on board here with him. Gordon Carter running in the 9th position in the 56, just behind that 54 of Ed Palumbo. Jesus Iglesias here battling. Unichin off the wall. Coming off turn 4. Got into the wall. And Iglesias is going to get through. Unichin got into the wall off of turn 4. As we take a look at Dennis Unichin now running in P14. Raphael Sullivan in the 15th position. Oh, Ed Palumbo might have made contact with the outside wall. Gordon Carter is going to get the outside. Ed Palumbo on a ride right now. He made contact with the outside wall. And he has dropped some positions. Ed Palumbo now way off the pace there as he's dropped some positions as Alvarez continuing to lead. Bernard Silva now starting to push him a little bit. Take a look here at Palumbo now hoping for a caution flag. Well, maybe pit stops to sort of shake out in his favor, but he is now back to P16. He hit the wall hard. A lot of damage now for that Hellman sponsored machine. Top 4, nose to tail. Benko Alvarez, the leader. Bernard Silva is in second. Eight laps in, been action-packed here so far. Take a look here. Jesus Iglesias getting around Dana Grover. The 89 and the 22 mixing it up, and the 22 going to pick up a spot. Grover now falling back to the 12th position. Behind him is Raphael Sullivan. Sullivan in P13. Been coming out to race here. Fairly new racer for us. Shown a lot of talent here in this 4X and hangs out a little while longer and get his own paint scheme. Take a look at this pass just a little while ago, and this was Artur Vieira and Claudio Bardelli Jr. mixing it up. Vieira on the outside, Claudio Bardelli Jr. in the 19. Sober Top sponsored Ford. Because I'll be the lead Ford in the field, and maybe I can just get a win here. Battle of our Chevys up front. Tony Furtado. And looks like, Tony Furtado tried to squeeze that Camaro through in the 9 car and gets by to 68. Man, he threaded the needle there. What a move by Tony Furtado. On board here with him as he is following the 56, Gordon Carter, Julio Caligari in this mix as well. Gordon Carter going to pick up P7. Julio now falling back to the 8th position, but Tony Furtado is right there. These guys getting tight. Somebody got into the outside wall. Oh, looks like the 22 in the outside wall. Jesus Iglesias makes contact. That shell sponsor machine, he laid on the side of that wall, scraping the right side off. Holy smokes. Jesus Iglesias jumped up the track. Take a look here. Here's that battle that we were taking a look at, that Furtado battle, and then Iglesias tried to slip through, and there you go. There's what happened. Caligari having nothing of it. Says, hey! And then Iglesias, he got through, but man, I think he got up into the outside wall. Maybe a little bit of damage there by that 22. He muscled his way through. Look at this battle here is Dana Grover. And Giulio Caligari, also Givaldo Spindola, all battling it out. Dana Grover in the Toyota, going to get by, but look at this battle here with Givaldo and Giulio. And I think Giulio might have some damage. We got a battle up front here. Benor Silva and Archer Vieira. The 4-car and the 5-car. Racing for third and fourth. As Benor Silva going to pick up a spot. Silva now up to third. Vieira is in fourth. Look at the talent we have up front, man. Alvarez the leader. Bardelli Jr. is in second. Silva third. Vieira fourth. An all South American top four. Sean Jacobs running in the fifth position in the 24, one of our Pennsylvania drivers. With a brand new paint scheme there for him. Kubota sponsored machine. Raphael Sullivan, trouble there for him. A big time problems there for him. He's missing the hood. So you know he's had some trouble. Take a look and see what happened to Raphael Sullivan. Oh, right there, he gets into oh my gosh, that was a hard leg. It looked like he and Givaldo got together. Take a look at Givaldo. Givaldo got up into the outside wall. That's what happened. Givaldo got into the outside wall. There's already some damage here, and I think he's going to end up getting it again. As Uderchin trying to slip through, and Givaldo smacking the outside wall there, and then coming across the track and getting into Raphael Sullivan. And Sullivan takes the brunt of that. Wow, that was a hard lick there for him. That was a hard lick for Raphael Sullivan. We'll take a look at Sullivan. And Givaldo just came off the wall right there and slammed into Sullivan. And then Sullivan couldn't hold on. He ends up straight into the inside wall. Wow. And he is on pit lane. Ed Palumbo also on pit lane. Remember, Ed had some issues early on and fell back. Sean Jacobs getting around Archie Vieira. Now Benor Silva and Claudio Bardelli Jr. battling it out for P2. Alvarez running away from these guys. Got a 4-second lead, and Silva picking up that spot. Gordon Carter now rolling up on Archie Vieira. Sean Jacobs gets around Vieira, and now Gordon Carter going to get around. And maybe late in this run, Archie Vieira's car not agreeing with him. And at 4. 47 and the 22 battling. 47 down to the inside. Remember, we saw the 22 get into the outside wall. And the 47 did as huge and picking up P10. Tony Furtado now battling the 4. Furtado getting around the 4 of Archie Vieira. I think we're going to see some pit stops here pretty soon. Look at this, Dana Grover battling right now. He is battling Stanislav Pavlov. Pavlov in the 62 on the high line as Dana Grover in the 89, the Toyota. Tracks VR number 89, and Stanislav gets into the outside wall. Pavlov made contact with the outside wall, making room for Dana Grover. And Grover now going to roll up on Archie Vieira. On board here with Dana Grover. Down below on the bottom side, making a little bit of room for himself, but he's looking pretty fast here in the second half of this run. The 24 to get through. We got somebody through the infield. Somebody's through the infield, and that might have been Bardelli Jr. Contact for Bardelli. Yeah, I'm not hearing any caution. Bardelli Jr., a lot of damage there for him. Let's see what happened to Bardelli Jr. Made contact with the outside wall, and he came across into the grass. And he's going to end up hitting the inside pit wall. You can't see it. Oh, right there. He made contact with the inside pit wall, and his pit crew going, hey, man. As Iglesias gets by. Wow. Go back here and take a look at the leader, and that's Franco Alvarez on pit lane. And Benner Silva will assume the lead as Alvarez on pit lane in the Chevy. 83. And I think we are getting some pit stops in. Still have not heard anything out of Silva, although Gordon Carter has just made a pass, now taking over the race lead. So Benner Silva maybe feathering the throttle, trying to get this thing back around. As you see Alvarez finishing up his pit stop, back out on track. Gordon Carter is our leader. Dana Grover in second now, as I believe Silva has come down pit lane. No, he has not. He's given up another spot. So Gordon Carter in the high place moving sponsor, number 56. He's got Dana Grover climbing up onto the back of him, though. Dana Grover looking really fast in the back half of this run. And Gordon Carter indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. Maybe both these guys are pitting together. And you got to be really, really careful as you come off the track to come down pit lane here. And side by side is Grover on the inside. He better be careful of where the 56 has to pit. Might have come across his nose. And then those guys on pit lane. Steve Pierce, our new race leader in the Captain Morgan sponsor machine. You know, a slew of pit stops underway. Gordon Carter on pit lane is Steve Pierce, our leader. He's indicating he's coming down pit lane, so you see Steve Pierce peeling off the track to come down pit lane. And he pitted going into turn 3. He didn't want to brave running off, spinning out, using turn 4 exit, or entry, I should say. And I think when it's all said and done, Franco Alvarez, that's right, Franco Alvarez back to the race lead here, 29 laps in. Action-packed here so far. As Alvarez got a pretty big lead, 13-second lead over Benner Silva. Furtado is in second. Furtado's in third. Jacobs fourth. Grover is in fifth. Stanislav Pavlov up to P6 into 62. South Point Casino sponsored machine. And just behind him is Ed Palumbo. Now, Ed Palumbo had some trouble early on in that first run. Fell off the pace, pitted a little bit early, and now finds himself back in the 7th position. These guys sort of spread out after pit stops. Dennis Schuderchin and Gordon Carter are battling it out. Gordon Carter in a high place move, number 56 Camaro. getting around the Toyota of Dennis Udich in that 47 car. Dennis Udich now back to P10. Gordon Carter in the 9th position. These guys have become good friends here at High Octane Racing League. Dennis been with us for quite a long time. Gordon, we're looking at a little while now, maybe a year and a half or so. We've known Dennis for probably 4 or 5 years at least. Maybe 5 to 6 years. He's running in P10. Sean Jacobs and Tony Furtado battling it out. This is for the 3rd position. A couple of Camaros duking it out, and looks like Sean Jacobs going to pick up P3 as Furtado having a good night here, running in the 4th position in the new paint scheme. Through that quad oval area, very bumpy in the corners. You really got to maintain that line as Furtado running in P4. Jesus Iglesias and Ed Palumbo here battling. Iglesias in the 22. Down on the inside, getting around Ed Palumbo. Palumbo tucks in the 8th position as Iglesias now picks up P7. Givaldo Spindola in the 68 car. And at 51, Steve Pierce, the Texan. And Givaldo picking up that spot. Givaldo up to P13. Steve Pierce back to the 14th position. 35 laps in. Franco Alvarez is our leader. Gordon Carter now closing in on Ed Palumbo. Ed Palumbo says, go ahead and go low, man. I see you're faster than I am. Ed Palumbo a little bit off on the pit sequence. And maybe fighting a tight condition with that car after making contact with the wall in the first run. Gordon Carter up to P8. I'll tell you what, man, the guy that is not having the night that I thought he was going to have, and this is Artur Vieta. Uncharacteristic night here for Artur Vieta in the 4. NASCAR BR sponsor machine. And he is plugging away in the 11th position, but definitely not the night I think he wanted. He might be on fuel save strategy. Who knows? He might be doing the calculator thing there and figuring out he's got enough fuel to make it, on one less stop. Dennis Udich now getting around Ed Palumbo. Udich on the inside and picking up that spot. Ed Palumbo now back to the 10th position as Udich back up to P9. Alvarez is our leader as we find him on the track. There you go. Franco Alvarez, 39 laps in. Got a big lead, but that lead has diminished since pit stops. He came out with about a 14-second lead. It's down to 10. Artur Vieta now closing in on Ed Palumbo. Vieta getting by in the 4 car. He's up to 10th. Ed Palumbo falling back to P11. Take a look at Bernard Silva. Silva running in the 2nd position. Sean Jacobs is running in 3rd, and these guys are strung out quite a bit. There's a fair amount of gap there, about a 4-second gap between P2, P3. And you see that gap there, about a 4-second gap between the 5 and the 24. And really what Alvarez wants to see when you take a look at that gap, he's got about a 10.5-second lead. He wants to extend that. That has diminished a little bit as Vieta or Silva does seem to be a little bit faster. Gordon Carter and Jesus Iglesias here battling it out. Gordon Carter to the inside of Jesus Iglesias in the 22, giving up a spot as Gordon Carter now back up to P7. Iglesias falling back to the 8th position. Take a look at Jesus in the 22. What a great addition, a great friend here at High Octane Racing League. Jesus is. We gave away some prizes. Always a little dicey on sending stuff overseas. I had some trouble with that earlier. And Jesus has stepped in and really helped out a great deal in helping get some of that stuff to the South American drivers. So really appreciate his work. Tony Furtado, he's having some trouble here. Tony Furtado trying to hang on to this thing. Tony Furtado sideways. And he lost a couple of positions. It looked like Dana Grover had gotten by as well. Let's take a look on the replay. Tony Furtado here in the 9. As Grover gets by, Furtado on the outside, and this thing's the back end's going to start coming around on him. You see that? He is wrecked right there. There's a 62 going to get by. Tony Furtado did a great job of keeping that thing from spinning out. Wow. And he is now coming off track, and I think he's had some more trouble. Let's take a look here. Tony Furtado trying to get off track, and I don't know whether... Oh, man, look at that. He is absolutely wrecked right there. Drifting that car, and... Oh, wow. Holy Toledo. And that was crazy as Raphael Sullivan. He's not had the night I think he'd wanted. Take a look here. Raphael Sullivan, he's going to have a whole lot of Tony Furtado in the front of his machine. Right here. Holy smokes. Things got interesting there. And those guys are now on pit lane. Wow. Ed Palumbo on pit lane as we take a look at Franco Alvarez leading. Ed Palumbo now finishing up his pit stop, coming back out on track. Now going to be in the 14th spot. Here 47 laps in, approaching halfway. Alvarez getting by Jesus Iglesias. Now Iglesias down one lap in the 9th position. Sean Jacobs is in second, 14 seconds back. A little bit of traffic there for him. Just behind is Benar Silva. Dana Grover in this mix as well. Looking out of the back of Sean Jacobs' machine. Now you see Steve Pierce on the high line. Pierce running in the 12th spot. Is looking at Ed Palumbo trying to sneak through right there. Ed Palumbo got those fresh tires, and he is on a mission. Got the Superman cape on now. As he gets by, and Sean Jacobs missed his pit stall. He missed his pit stall. Oh no, Sean Jacobs trying to make a pit, and he missed his pit stall. We got a yellow flag. Dana Grover is the leader. Dana Grover, the leader. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Take a look here. Vieira was trying to miss the Gordon Carter machine and spun the car. He was trying to miss Gordon Carter. I think Gordon. See right here. All right, these guys are starting to get things sorted out, I believe. So the 89, Dana Grover, the leader. Benor Silva is in second. Stanislav Pavlov third. Archie Vieira fourth. Denis Shuderchin is in fifth. And it looks like Dana Grover has elected to come down pit lane. So Benor Silva on pit lane, and our race leader is shown as the 68, Givaldo Spindola. Got a couple wave around cars, I believe. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Saturday Night Thunder Cup Series will be in action for a 100-lap race coming up in Vegas. And that's tomorrow for race number 10, the final race of season number 4. Headed your way, a 100-lap race. I get out of the driver's seat, or get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the boys. That's coming up tomorrow right here at High Octane Racing League. Valdo was shown as the race leader, as these guys got a little bit of a mix of crowd here. Ed Palumbo sort of mixed in. Looks like Steve Pierce is ducking down pit lane. Very interesting timing of this caution flag. I always like to pit as late as I can on the caution for stuff like this. I mean, you get stuck on pit lane, you lose a lap, and it's tough to get a lap back. So it looks like Givaldo is the race leader. And Dana Grover has elected to make a pit, or excuse me, I don't know what we got here, boys, but these guys got to get lined up. Stanislav Pavlov and Dana Grover side by side, looks like here on this restart. So front row, a little different look here with Grover and Pavlov. Vieira and Yudichin in the second row. Silva and Pierce, row number 3. Furtado and Alvarez, row number 4. Bardelli Jr. on pit lane. Weird pit stop there for him. As now
green flag,
go, back to green. It looks like Stanislav Pavlov got a really good jump on that restart. They're now up to the race lead. Yudichin is in second. Grover third. Vieira fourth. Silva is in fifth. So a little bit different look up front here with Pavlov and Yudichin. Pavlov in his 62. Bardelli Jr. is now 2 laps down. What a tough break there for him. Our strongest car in the race here tonight, 83, is now mired back in traffic. He's in the 6th position, and he is running behind Gordon Carter, and that is Franco Alvarez. Alvarez running in P6. Gordon Carter just ahead, but Gordon Carter is in the 13th position in the 56 car. Dino Silva is the next car in line on the grid for him, and that is P5. As Pavlov continuing with the lead here in the 62 car. Things are starting to get a little bit racy there. Silva and Vieira starting to race. Jesus Iglesias in this mix. Now Jesus is in the 11th position. We're trying to figure out who to go with here as the 4 of Arthur Vieira trying to hold off a charge by Benor Silva. Silva back it up a little bit. We got a car in the outside wall. Like that might have been Alvarez in the outside wall. Julio Caligari, haven't said a lot about him tonight, but Julio running in the 12th position, letting Alvarez go by. Julio and Gordon Carter here now battling. Julio running in the 12th position. Gordon Carter is 13th. Pavlov the leader, and he's holding off Gordon Carter, who is about, Dana Grover, who's about a half a second back. Meyer back in traffic is Arthur Vieira. And Benor Silva having a fist fight right now. And Benor Silva showing some muscle here, moving his way through. On board here with Arthur Vieira as he watching Benor Silva now closing in on Yudichin. And Vieira might use this gap here. Whoa, Yudichin's wanting to plug that hole right there. So Vieira can't get through. And Silva muscles his way through. And now Arthur Vieira going to the outside. Oh, there's contact. There was contact, and Alvarez almost got into that. Holy smokes. There was contact between Vieira and Udichin. Take a look here. Take a look at Udichin here. Now Silva had gotten around. Benor Silva made the pass.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
We get a yellow flag. As this was happening a little while ago too. And we happen again. These guys got into one another right here. You see Vieira goes to the outside. And Udichin climbs up the track, gets into Vieira, squeezes him into the wall. Alvarez made a good move. Keep from getting into Vieira. And then we've got another issue here, I think, as this is the second iteration. As we take a look, as Udichin comes down, gets into Vieira, and Vieira hard into the wall. What a hard lick there. Take a look here as Vieira's trying to get through on the bottom side, through the quad oval. Right here, you're going to see Udichin kind of climb down the track, gets into the side of the four. Oh, and then straight into the outside wall. See, that had already transpired there for those guys, but wow. And that was a hard lick there for Vieira and Udichin both, and Vieira is on pit lane. Dana Grover shown as the race leader. And Vieira is on pit lane, man. He has got a ton of damage. So Dana Grover, the leader, man. It's been kind of a I don't want to say a boring race, but just sort of a, go with the flow type of race. And then all of a sudden, boom. Once pit stops started happening, green flag pit stops, we had some trouble there. And then guys got bunched back up, and we've had a couple more caution flags. Turn up that aggression here late in the race. We're past halfway. Grover is on pit lane, and that's going to be interesting. Benor Silva is pitting as well. Franco Alvarez also pitting. Steve Pierce is shown as the race leader. Steve Pearson at 51 shown as the race leader, as Jesus Iglesias shown in the second position, Stanislav Pavlov third, Alvarez fourth, Silva rounding out the top five. And we've got a mix of cars here at the front of the pack right now. Captain Morgan Sponsor Machine is the leader. Some of these guys I think are going to try to get some wave arounds. Hearing on the radio that maybe Sean Jacobs is going to try to get a wave around here. He's at the tail end of the field. We've got about, Caligari, Carter, Jacobs all looking to get some wave rounds, I think. Don't forget the High Octane Racing League Tough Trucks will be back in action at Nashville for race number 6 of the season. It's a 100-lap race from Nashville Super Speedway coming up on Tuesday, October the 22nd. D. Pierce came down pit lane and giving up the race lead. That gives the race lead to Jesus Iglesias. And again, we got some wave around cars, I believe, in this mix. Pavlov shown in second position. Alvarez third, Silva fourth, Palumbo in fifth. Jesus may have gotten a longest line penalty or something. He's to the inside. These guys going around him. And that's going to give the race lead, I believe, to Stanislav Pavlov. We have a car coming down pit lane. Raphael Sullivan, again, not had the night that I think he has wanted. He's running 4 laps down in the 16th position. He's on pit lane. Some wave around cars, it looks like. And that's going to give Stanislav Pavlov the lane choice. And he chooses the inside line. Franco Alvarez will scooch in, I believe, in the second position. Benor Silva will be in third. Ed Palumbo shown in the fourth position. A little bit different look up front with this 62. Now up front for this restart at South Point Casino sponsor machine. And this is going to be interesting, man. A little bit new tires here, fresh tires. Trying to get a clean start. But Franco Alvarez using some muscle on the outside line, battling Stanislav Pavlov. A couple Camaros duking it out. And Pavlov's going to hold on to that spot. And Alvarez, Pavlov, he has some company. There was not only Alvarez, but also Benor Silva. Givaldo Spindola running in P4. And a good night here for Givaldo. Oh, the camera angles here. There we go. So Givaldo running in the fourth position. Just behind him is Giulio Caligari. Jesus Iglesias and Tony Furtado here battling. Furtado on the high line as Iglesias and that Shell-sponsored Camaro is going to get by. And Iglesias picking up a spot. Pavlov the leader. Alvarez in second. Silva third. Spindola is in fourth. Palumbo, Grover, Pierce, Carter, Udichin, and Iglesias rounding out the top 10. Thiago Gomez is here rooting on Givaldo. Givaldo having a heck of a run here. I know we still got a little bit to go. We got a battle for the race lead, I believe. We got a battle for the race lead as Franco Alvarez goes to the outside line. He's got some help with Bedar Silva just behind him. Silva now dropping down to the bottom line, but whoa, good side-by-side racing here. And Franco Alvarez getting clear Pavlov, and he does. Franco Alvarez back to the race lead. Pavlov now back to the second position. Dennis Udichin. Gordon Carter here battling it out. Udichin in the Toyota. Getting by as now Jesus Iglesias is going to work his way through. So Jesus Iglesias picking up a spot. And Gordon Carter now back to P10. Iglesias up to P9. Franco Alvarez in that Mobile One sponsored Camaro. Just behind him is Stanislav Pavlov in the South Point Casino sponsored Camaro, and then Bedar Silva with a JB Rancing sponsored Camaro. Now Steve Pierce having a good night here, running in the 7th spot. Led some laps. Captain Morgan sponsored machine, the Texas native. You're running in the top 10. Just ahead him is Dana Grover. Grover running in at the 6th position. Adding Ed Palumbo. Now, Artur Vieta is that next car in line. It looks like Palumbo might have been in the outside wall. Artur Vieta in this mix, as I was about to say, and Vieta is 3 laps down. He gets by, but he's going to have a hard time making up that ground. Ed Palumbo now falling back to the 6th position. New paint scheme there for him. Good looking scheme there to Hellman sponsored Camaro. Running in P6. Look at Giulio Caligari. Now, Caligari is in the lucky dog position right now. Although Tony Furtado is at about the tail end of the lead lap. So, Caligari wants to hold on to that lucky dog position. At least there is a caution flag. But Furtado is at the tail end of the lead lap in this 9. Probably not quite... kind of take a look and see where he's at and where the race leader is. So there's Furtado going by. And then the race leader is Franco Alvarez. So we'll look for him. And there comes Alvarez. So you're probably looking at maybe a third of a track gap there as Furtado, the tail end of the lead lap. Dana Grover and Givaldo here battling it out. Grover to the inside, Givaldo on the outside line, the 89 and the 68. As it looks like Artur Vieta going to squeeze his way through. Now he's in P15. Ed Palumbo going to try to squeeze through as well. And Ed Palumbo's going to pick up that spot. Givaldo starting to give up some spots. Now dropping back to the 6th spot. Good top 10 run here for Givaldo. Sean Jacobs, Dennis Udichin battling here through the quad oval. The Kubota, sponsor number 24, Pennsylvania native. Going to get by the Ukrainian. Kharkiv native, Dennis Udichin. And Palumbo here rolling up on a three-wide battle. Wow, look at that. The 89 and the 62 got together. And then Palumbo sneaks through. Wow, there was some contact. There was contact. Let's take a look here. The 89, Dana Grover. Oh, the 6 and the 62 might have made some contact. Look at this, 3 wide right there. Oh, and a little kiss on the way through. And Stanislav Pavlov had he was the bread in that sandwich. He was the bread in that sandwich, man. Pavlov had his hands full. Holy smokes. Get on board here with Stanislav. He's away on that outside. He's going to get a little kiss right here. Boom! He gets out of the throttle and right there. It almost gets into Palumbo. Man. Some racing going on here, baby. As we got some pit stops underway. Jacobs, Carter, Pavlov, Furtado, all on pit lane. As we get a 2-car race, and Gordon Carter gets a penalty. Gordon Carter got a speeding penalty on pit lane, and he's going to have to come back down pit lane. Wow. So the sheriff got the 56 car for speeding. And something tells me Gordon Carter's been caught speeding before. I think there's a little story, if I'm not mistaken, about a Ferrari. He'll let me know, I'm sure. But now Gordon Carter on pit lane, serving his penalty. That's Franco Alvarez, our leader. You may see some guys have to come back down pit lane here. I'm not sure what the fuel mileage situation is. Alvarez opened up about a half a second lead over Beno Silva. And Palumbo 3.5 back in the 3rd position. Dana Grover is in 4th. That's a pretty good battle there. Dana Grover and Ed Palumbo. See that great battle, P3, P4. And I think P4 probably a little faster if I were to throw my money in this. I think the 89 probably a little faster here. You see Ed Palumbo had some pretty significant damage earlier in the race. He's gotten it repaired. He's worked on it through a couple pit stops. But it does look like the 89 a little faster right now. Giulio Caligari picking up a spot. He's now up to the 8th position. And the JB Ransing, another one of the JB Ransing sponsored machines. Udichin, I believe, is giving up a spots here. Maybe on pit lane. He's coming off pit lane, so Dennis Udichin made a pit stop, now coming back out on track and at 47. That tells me I think we're going to see some pit stops out of these guys. 83, Franco Alvarez, our leader. As Beno Silva getting one of his, Arthur Vieta getting one of his laps back. And the 83 indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane this time. Iglesias finishing up his pit stop, I believe. He's coming back out on track. So Franco Alvarez. Man, he is lightning fast coming off the track there. Whoa! That car was flying as he came off the track. And I think our new race leader is Ed Palumbo, as it looks like Benor Silva on pit lane. A lot of guys making pit stops now. Palumbo the leader. He wants to see a caution flag. Alvarez, Silva, Grover, all on pit lane. We got an absolute mess right here. This is a parking lot. The 19, the 24, the 56. There's a 24 trying to get by that 19. There's a 19 car indicating he's going to be coming down pit lane. So he's giving these guys fair warning. Let those guys go. He's going to make a pit stop. That's good thought process right there. Good thought process. Steve Pierce, our leader. Mardelli Jr. on pit lane. The 51 car, the leader. Steve Pierce, oh, whoa, way up the track. He is the leader. He's those old tires. Does he have enough fuel to make it to the end? This would be big. He can make it to the end. Captain Morgan spots the machine is our leader. He's got about a 23-second lead over Alvarez. He's on old tires, no doubt. As you see Claudio Bardelli Jr. finishing up his pit stop. Not seeing anything out of, oh, there we go. Ooh, they got a little bit of a hitch there. It scared me for a second. 51, Captain Morgan spots a machine on these older tires. These guys going around on the outside. And you can see the back end of that car wanting to come loose, so he is holding on for dear life. And the 51 indicating he's going to make a pit stop here. He said, I don't think I can make it. So Steve Pierce making a pit stop. He pitted going into, whoa, he might have gotten loose. Pitted a little bit different spot than some of these other guys. So that's going to give the race lead, I think, back to Franco Alvarez. Alvarez always seems to find a way to get the car up front. And there he is. Overcoming adversity, getting his car back up front, knowing that some of these guys are going to make mistakes. And here he is with 5 laps to go, 7 seconds up on P2. And a good battle there is Franco Alvarez, or excuse me, Dana Grover and Stanislav Pavlov. Looks like there's about 8/10 separating the two of those guys. Pavlov having a good night, running in the 3rd position. Jacobs and Silva switching spots as Benor Silva gets by Sean Jacobs. Take a look at that pass there as Benor Silva in the 5, getting by the 24. So Silva now up to the 4th position, and Sean Jacobs back to P5. Well, the story here, I think, with Franco Alvarez, if he wins this race, as he's got 3 laps to go, is overcoming adversity. He got mired back with an accident, fell back. Some pit stop sequence, I think, got him as well. Fell back, and now finds his way back up to the front of the grid. Silva there starting to close in on Stanislav Pavlov. And Benor Silva picking up some spots here late in the race. Now up to the 3rd spot as Pavlov tucks in P4.
Yellow.
Oh, we got a yellow flag. We get a yellow flag, and it looks like maybe Tony Furtado might have been off the pace. Tony Furtado, a late race spin, and it looks like we may be going overtime. Let's take a look and see what happened to Tony. Oh, he got into the inside wall. That was a hard lick on the inside wall, and this thing is just all chewed up, and he ends up spinning into the outside wall. Givaldo does a good job of getting by. Take a look at it out in front of Givaldo's machine as he comes off on the backstretch, and he sees Furtado having all kinds of trouble. And he goes way down onto the bottom side and gets around. So Tony, not sure why, he went up the track here, climbed up the track, got into the outside wall, and then smacks the inside wall. That is a hard lick there. Oh, man. And just beating the heck out of the inside and the outside wall. And he has retired his machine. And that is going to tighten things back up. Dana Grover definitely wanted to see that. Now, you've got guys on, some tires they've been using for a few laps. It's going to be a green-white checker as well. Be a green-white checker here tonight. Alvarez, Grover, Silva, Pavlov, Jacobs, Iglesias. A different look up front. I don't think you pit, man. I mean, you can't. But some of these guys behind you are going to pit. I mean, I think if I were like P6 to P10, those are the front, there are 10 cars on the lead lap, I would come down. I mean, certainly if you're Utichin, Spindola, Pierce, come down pit lane. Take some tires, man, and you never know. Some of these guys are going to stay out. I wouldn't, Alvarez and Grover, I don't think they're going to make a pit stop. I think they're just going to, you got what you got, and, the thought process maybe is that the guys that are at the tail end of this lead lap that do pit, they're going to be on colder tires, on brand new tires. They may not stick the way that they want them to. Interesting finish to this race. Got a couple cars. Looks like we have one car out of the race. Tony Furtado has retired his machine. Now, it does look like Givaldo has come down pit lane. So maybe he heard me talking. The 68 car on pit lane here. And Palumbo also on pit lane. So Palumbo making a pit stop. He and Givaldo and Utichin. A little bit of battle there between the two of those guys off pit lane. Looks like Ed Palumbo's going to win that battle. Been an interesting race. Been a really entertaining race, I think. Some great races, great battles. A few caution flags to make it interesting. And now Ed Palumbo, he's going to have to work his way through the field. He's back to P8 as he comes back out on track after making the pit stop. And you do see some guys, some lap down guys that are pitting. Bardelli Jr. On pit lane. Caligari on pit lane. Like Gordon Carter might be on pit lane as well. Caligari, Carter, Bardelli, all on pit lane. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't done so. Please subscribe, and then smash the bell. You get updates when races are going live. Sometimes I do 2 races a week. Normally Friday nights is my go-to night. Buschwackers series, of course. I do some special events, do some GT3 stuff, some IndyCar stuff. Done some BTCC as well, multi-class. Mostly stock cars. Once in a while, I'll do a Tuesday night truck race if I'm not racing in it. Good to see Thiago Gomez in here chatting it up. Good to see him. Out here joining us for the chat tonight, watching the stream. And Franco leaving no doubt that he wants the inside line. And that puts Dana Grover up on the outside line. It's like Vieira and Sullivan on pit lane. Well, a green-white checker here at Charlotte. And the battle between the Camaro and the Camry. Alvarez warming up his tires. Benor Silva just behind him. Stanislav Pavlov up on the outside line of the 62. A little bit different look up front here with some of these guys tonight. Feel the intensity. 83 has worked his way back up here up front. Got mired back in traffic early on. Patience. Patience all out the window now. Ain't no patience anymore. And they're back to green. Oh, Alvarez got a little squirrely. Remember, he's on older tires. Benor Silva getting by Dana Grover. Silva all over the back of Alvarez right now. Franco Alvarez coming off turn 2 down the backstretch. Trying to hold off Benor Silva. Silva's got to run. Alvarez for the block. They got one more lap. 3 wide behind them. Oh, boy. Dana Grover back in this mix in a Toyota. Silva now boxed in. Silva's boxed in, coming off the turn 2 down the backstretch. Does he got a run? Does he have a run on here on Alvarez? Alvarez got to play a little defense on the high side as well. Franco Alvarez, can he hold on? Grover's got to run on the outside line. Dana Grover to the outside, through the tri-oval. They're wrecking. Dana Grover's going to win this race, and they're wrecking. Dana Grover ekes out the win. Holy smokes. Dana Grover gets the win. What a pass. Dana Grover getting the win with the pass. Let's take a look here. He goes to the outside. A little bit of defense on the inside line for Alvarez, and Grover. There was wrecking behind. Silva got wrecked right there. Big crash as they cross the finish line. Look at that. Big crash. Right there, big crash between Silva and Palumbo, and Dana Grover inches out the win. Wow. So Dana Grover sneaking by and getting the win. Holy smokes, that was a race there. Well, great job to Dana. I don't know if I got a screenshot from him. I'm going to have to get a screenshot, I think. These guys don't realize how hard it is to chase them around with this camera. Hey, I got one. There we go. I finally got to the side of his car. So great job, Dana. It's hard to get a screenshot, man. I was looking at that replay and realized, hey, I forgot to get a screenshot. I got to get a screenshot. So great job to Dana Grover and timing that just perfectly and getting the win. He's going to burn the wheels off that thing. Let's take a look at the final results as we finish up. Dana Grover in the Toyota gets the win for the Trax VR facility. How about that? Franco Alvarez finished second. Ed Palumbo third. Sean Jacobs finished in the fourth position. Look at all those Chevys, huh? Ben Silva fifth. Jesus Iglesias finished in the sixth position. In seventh is Givaldo Spindola. Steve Pierce finishes eighth. Dennis Schuderton ninth. And Stanislav Pavlov finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in 11th, Claudio Bardelli Jr., Julio Caligari 12th, Gordon Carter 13th, Archie Vieta 14th, Raphael Sullivan finished in the 15th position, and Tony Furtado finishes in 16th. So Dana Grover gets the win at Charlotte, and you know he's going to be excited. So what a heck of a race there for Dana Grover, huh? Gets the big win. And fantastic race, really was. I mean, probably different perspectives on that, but I thought it was a pretty good race. Don't forget, tomorrow night we'll be at Las Vegas in the Saturday Night Thunder for race number 10, the final race of the season, the 100-lapper. And I'll get out of the broadcast booth, get in the driver's seat, and mix it up with the fellas in the Saturday Night Thunder. This series has been going on for 23 years, man. And I've been there since the very beginning. So, wow. Should be a fun one tomorrow night. Well, don't forget, man, we'll be in Texas next week for the final race of the season in the Friday night Buschwackers series. And don't forget to join us there. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's coming up on October the 25th. Right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, congratulations to Dana Grover on getting the win. Thank you so much for joining me here on the YouTube channel. What an exciting race, man. Hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and smash the bell to get updates on when races are going live. That's going to do it for me tonight here on TurnLeftTV. Thank you so much for coming in here and joining us. And we'll see you next time. I am out of here.